forthcoming general election 2024 in Malakal town on the first week of December 2023 under the theme Reigniting SPLM in Greater Upper Nile region to endorse President Salva Kiir Mayardit for general election 2024.
It is my humble request to the great people of Upper Nile region to reconcile and come together as the people of one region and as the people of the great South Sudan. Let us forge a new page of love, page of reconciliation, and page of belonging to that great region of Upper Nile. And I therefore call upon all of you, the people of Upper Nile region, to turn out in Malakal town for the reception and welcoming of our chairman of the SPLM and the President of the Republic, Comrade General Salva Kiir Mayardit, the champion of our independence and peacemaker in our country.
All communities of Greater Upper Nile region are invited to welcome the champion of peace and symbol of unity to Malakal town, His Excellency General President Salva Kiir Mayardit.
President Kiir returns to Juba after official mission to Egypt. Vice President Dr. Iga describes the late Bishop Harija Taban as an icon and a uniting factor. And government launches the construction of a conflict building at the Army General Headquarters in Bilfam. Hello, dear viewers of Ssbc. Welcome to this evening edition coming to you live from the capital, Juba, with me, Bakita Kundigabim, and the news in detail. President Kiir returned to Juba on Tuesday after an official mission to Egypt. Speaking to Ssbc, the Minister of Presidential Affairs, Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin, says President Kiir and his Egyptian counterpart Al-Sisi discussed bilateral relations, regional and international issues, as well as mechanisms to end the crisis in the neighboring Sudan.
His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, with his delegation, have just arrived in Juba, coming from Cairo, where His Excellency had a state visit and warmly received by President Sisi. The issues which were discussed were mainly bilateral issues, regional issues, and international issues. On bilateral issues, there were the issues of MOUs which had to be signed that were agreed upon a long time ago. The two leaders signed. At the regional level, they encouraged that to resolve the issue of the Sudan had to be by dialogue. The two leaders agreed on that approach, but at the same time encouraged the IGAD initiative. The IGAD quartet can continue while the contribution of the two countries with regards as neighbors of the Sudan was important, because the two countries are more affected by the influx of refugees and returnees.
Governance cluster chaired by Dr. Riek Machar Tenj listened to a presentation on South Sudan peace building policy. The policy provides a legal framework besides regulating national and international actors in disseminating peace among South Sudan of ministers for approval.
We look into the presentation from the Minister of Peace Building, memo on South Sudan peace building policy. And also, we talk about the respect of human rights for truth and reconciliation will work hand in hand with the Ministry of Peace Building to iron out the difficulties or the obstacles that were in the peace and move forward, as the government is also willing to work within the communities and also within our army so that the peace may go forward. These are the things that we have discussed it, and later on, that by next week will be tabled in the Council of Ministers for deliberation and approval, and then will go to the National Legislative Assembly for approval.
Vice President Dr. James Waniga says the nation has lost an icon and a uniting factor. Dr. Iga was addressing mourners at Juba International Airport, converged to receive the body from Nairobi. Isaac Loduro reports.
A somber mood engulfed the national capital as hundreds of mourners, including government dignitaries and religious leaders from various denominations, struck Juba International Airport to welcome the body of Bishop Emeritus Paride Taban, who died in Nairobi last week. Addressing mourners, Vice President Dr. James Waniga says the nation has lost an icon who worked tirelessly for peace and unity among South Sudanese during and after the liberation struggle.
Almighty God, close the hour to lead the Yes, today called him, but I strongly believe he is taking him to his right hand.
His Eminence Cardinal Dr. Stephen Ameyu Martin Muller called on the people to mourn Bishop Paride Taban with faith and respect.
As we mourn him, let us mourn like people who have hope in the resurrection. Because Christ has shown us the way. And he has called Bishop Paride to himself because he knows that his mission has
1964. He also served as auxiliary bishop of Juba Catholic Diocese from 28 January 1980 to 2nd July 1983. At the age of 47, Paride Taban was appointed the pioneer bishop of Torit Diocese on a position he held until 7 February 2004. The late Bishop Emeritus Paride Taban has been eulogized for his dedication to promoting peace and reconciliation. Bishop Taban dedicated his lifetime to advocating for an end to oppression and mediating peace between different political and ethnic groups. Isaac Ludori.
Church of South Sudan Anglican Communion, Archbishop Dr. Justin Badi Arama conveys condolences to the Catholic Bishops' Conference on the passing of Bishop Emeritus Paride Taban, which occurred in Nairobi last week. Dr. Badi Arama says the late Bishop Paride was a man of peace.
We convey our sympathy and prayer support to South Sudan Catholic Bishops' Conference, all Roman Catholic faithfuls in South Sudan, and in particular the Catholic Diocese of Torit, for the passing on of God's servant, Bishop Emeritus Paride Taban. Bishop Paride was a man who lived his life for God and always seeking and working for peace. We join all Christians and peace-loving people in celebrating the life and the legacy of the late Bishop Paride Taban.
Vice President Dr. James Waniga, who is the first SPLM deputy chairman, has called on Central Equatorial State Party members to disseminate SPLM policies to the population in the rural areas. Dr. Wani was addressing members of the state and national Liberation Council, executive caucuses, and legislatures ahead of the Equatorial Region mega rally for endorsement of President Kiir in the 2024 general election. The SPLM Deputy Secretary General for Administration and Finance, Mary Apai Ayiga, says Central Equatorial State SPLM members support President Kiir's endorsements as the party's flag bearer in the 2024 general election. Governor Emmanuel Andil Adhoni, who is the Central Equatorial State SPLM chairperson, called on the members to unite and forgive each other.
After the endorsement, we are going to go for congresses. And then you are going to begin these congresses at the level of your Duma. And remember, if you are not registered in your Duma, hard luck. So we begin from the Duma, Muktamarat, congresses. And we go to the Payam. And we go to the county. And we go to the state. And from the state, needed in totality, is a number of 1,000 delegates to go for national convention.
Salva Kiir, the flag bearer, with a haraka shabia, amina kuna Central Equatoria, you more. Salva Kiir maayati indo character barao ya jamaa. Wama bihi kalam ta mashakil. Asanjida ta gas bagal, I will not take you to war. Ana ma bishirta untani fi war. Nasta Junub Sudan ana ma bishirta fi war.
Our ability to unite ourselves for a common good has been the challenge. This is a new beginning, forget about the past, let's work together. Both of you in the executive and parliamentary caucus, if things have not been working well, both national and the state and within the state itself, out to a grassroots, let us move forward.
The chairperson of the South Sudan National Youth Union, Gola Boyo Gola, briefed Vice President Rebecca Nyandeng Demabur on the preparations for the third upcoming National Youth Convention in December this year. Paul Bith reports.
Vice President in charge of Gender and Youth Cluster Rebecca Nyandeng Demabur and the South Sudan National Youth Union discussed the preparations for the third upcoming National Youth Convention in December this year and the challenges facing the union. In a statement to Ssbc, Gola Boyo Gola says they discussed mobilizing funds for conducting the conventions and ways on how the office of the Vice President could intervene in supporting the youth activities.
At the National Youth Union, we discussed various issues, starting from the upcoming third National Youth Convention. We briefed Her Excellency about their procedures and the way that we are designing to conduct the third National Youth Convention. Plus some of states and administrative areas pre-activities that we are planning to do, consultative meeting to bring views of the young people. And we have also discussed the end of our term in the office and also the preparation for the third convention, and also discuss issue of the budget and also how our office can intervene and support the National Youth Union in different activities.
In a separate development, church leaders from Bantu Diocese on Tuesday paid a courtesy calls on Vice President Rebecca Nyandeng Demabur in Juba, where they shared ideas on expanding Old Saint Cathedral Church, Nuer congregations in Bantu Diocese. In a statement to the media, the Right Reverend John Jalding of Bantu Diocese appreciates the Vice President for great role she is playing in promoting peace and development.
The Bishop and my team, Reverend Kilem Gaga and Reverend Deacon Fite Burgalwa, we came to her and shared some of the ideas. I'm from Bantu and the bishop there, but we have a church where we use the phrase here, Old Saint Cathedral, which we call Nuer Congregation Service. So we came with a decision to build a mega church, very good for which would be used by Nuer congregation as a place whereby they can worship God, because where we worship and praise is actually very small. So we came to her and shared ideas on how, as a leader, he can actually help us. We know as a church, it is our role and responsibility also to come and pray for our leaders. And one of the The thing we discussed is to encourage her because of her work. We came and appreciate her and also congratulate her for being appointed as the Vice President.
The two leaders expressed their gratitude to the Vice President for her continuous support in all aspects as the mother of the nation. Paul Bith, SSBC, Juba.
And coming up after the break, Egypt expressed willingness to cooperate with South Sudan National Police Service in strengthening the capacity of the law agency. This and more, we will be right back. Stay tuned.
Greater Upper Nile Region States and Administrative Areas High-Level Committee for Endorsement of SPLM Chairman, under the leadership of Comrade Dr. Joseph Manchwil Wijang, organizes the endorsement rally of Comrade General Salva Kiir Mayardit as SPLM flag bearer and presidential candidate in forthcoming general election 2024 in Malakal town on the first week of December 2023, under the theme Reigniting SPLM in Greater Upper Nile Region to endorse President Salva Kiir Mayardit for general election 2024.
It is my humble request to the great people of Upper Nile region to reconcile and come together as the people of one region and as the people of the great South Sudan. Let us forge a new page of love, page of reconciliation, and page of belonging to that great region of Upper Nile. And I therefore call upon all of you, the people of Upper Nile region, to turn out in Malakal town for the reception and welcoming of our chairman of the SPLM and the President of the Republic, Comrade General Salva Kiir Mayardit, the champion of our independence and peacemaker in our country.
All communities of Greater Upper Nile region are invited to welcome the champion of peace and symbol of unity to Malakal town, His Excellency General President Salva Kiir Mayardit.
Egypt has expressed willingness to cooperate with South Sudan National Police Service in strengthening the capacity of the law enforcement agency. This came during a meeting between the Minister of Interior, Angelina Tench, and the Egyptian Ambassador Mohamed Al-Mutas in Juba. Deputy Minister David Marial Gumke spoke to SSBC after the meeting on Tuesday.
It was a great opportunity today to have a meeting with Her Excellency, the Minister of Interior here in South Sudan. We tackled in the meeting a lot of aspects according to the cooperation between the two countries in the field of security. I proceed and also present for her all the opportunities in Egypt, how to enhance the security here in South Sudan. We have a lot of institutes, a lot of places in Egypt regarding to the Ministry of Interior, which can provide the training courses for the South Sudanese cadres here in South Sudan. Also, we spoke about a lot of aspects to cooperate between the two countries in the field of security, defending terrorism, defending the technical crimes, economic crimes, a lot of crimes.
Talk about election security, the trainings opportunities that are available in Egypt, police, and the Ministry of Interior. We also talk about the existing bilateral cooperations that exist between the two sisterly countries. We assured him of our continued support, and then we will be able to send our senior and the middle ranking officers for further training in Egypt. And he also expressed the invitations to the Minister of Interior to come to Egypt for more opportunities and explore the existing institution that can improve and build the capacity of our police.
Government has launched the construction of 100 H21 complex office building by Spanish National Plymouth Company at the General Headquarters in Bill Farm. The Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Cholton Balok says the facility is part of the SSPDF development agenda. The SSPDF Deputy Chief Lieutenant General Gabriel Duoplam called on the Army to uphold their constitutional mandate to ensure a peaceful and prosperous nation.
We are here. Our job here is very simple, but very meaningful, I can say. We are here. We are honored again to be here just to launch the new construction, the new building in the Ministry of Defense. The first building was Eagle Building, which is there. Again, we are here today to open another new construction for the SSPDF General Headquarters. And we will continue to construct, to develop.
The SSPDF General Headquarters is an important step toward the development. One of the requirements of the job is to create a conducive environment for any employees of that or organization. And it is one also of the job arrangement. You are appointed, but at the same time you are required to have office space that create a conducive environment. Again, when you invite development, when you invite peace, you invite development. So all things possible when there is peace. And I want to hug my voice that we need to be peaceful so that the development our.
The Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Cholton Balok, affirms government commitment to improve the welfare of the South Sudan's People's Defense Force and other organized forces. Minister Cholton Balok was briefing the Army at the headquarters in Bilfam about the new salary increment. The Chief of Defense Forces, General Santino Dingwall, called on those soldiers who have not yet received their salaries to be patient, adding that everyone is entitled to get the new salary.
يا جماعة أنا بيكركم وأنا بيكركم ذاته للتنظيم وصبر. أنا كنت بتابع فأنا بيكركم جرالات وضباط كلكم لأنه التنظيم بتاعنا ده ما تنظيم بوقع بيوم واحد. وحتى لو في ناس عندهم أحلام قال تنظيم ده ما في جيش ما في الليلة ده نقولوا منه جيش أو ده قاعد. جنوب السودان ده دولة كبير وفي جيران كتير فلو في زول بيقول جيش بتاع جنوب السودان ما في لا ده كلام ده كذب. جيش بتاع جنوب السودان يا قاعد وموجود يا جماعة بسلامكم شديد وسلام بتاع قيادة بتاع رئيس جنرال سلفا كير أنا شايله معي. أنا ما قدر يجي وبيجيكم يوم ثاني بسلام عليكم. وأنا شلت الرسالة بتاعتكم مكتوب أنا قلت جيش مبسوط وبيشكرك.
كلام عندي نوركم كلام الأول نينا جينا نين دارين نتأكد لكم الشرف شو كان تول في كل الأذكار يلقى حق بتوم ما في دول ما بلقى حق بتوم. ياودا نينا جينا نوهدوكم نقولوا بنتي الأذكار ما شرف أنت صبر أنت أتلقى حق بتاع ما في الأذكار بفضل برا كمال جري. Anina dubara algarna del kullu. Anina kuna makum. Kuma fi dol bodir hak batapalan. Wase le katir. Wakida na kunta fi division 5. Marra bugulo fi asakir ma bisoro. Wakid mashena kullu nasoro. Na karu kid salam na kiyada. Le James Gadwin ana salam lo guru be sanadi.
The Ministry of Labour and Industrial Relations, in collaboration with International Labour Organization, UK8, and the Employers Association of South Sudan, as well as the Better Regional Migration Management, organized a workshop on enhancing the capacity of employers. In his opening remarks, Minister James Hotmai says the role of the ministry is to set rules and regulations for employers and workers. The deputy chairperson of the Employers Association of South Sudan, Osman Mohamed, and the representative of the International Labour Organization, Aida Awel, addressed the workshop.
Employers, your business will not go if you don't have workers and you don't have government, because government have to regulate your work, have to protect you, give you protection. And also the workers cannot also, if there is no work, they will not work. So these three groups, the tripartite, it is very important. And that's why we say, since we need each other, the workers and the employers. South Sudan will not be South Sudan if you don't have workers. And if you don't have business people. We are not a country. So the life of this country relies on you. You will see that I'm only doing my business, getting $100 a day, but you are contributing to development of this country.
Employers' strategy objective to promote, defend the interests of business, to maintain the promote good relation between employers and employees, to promote sustainable enterprise for the growth of South Sudan economy.
We gather here today to build the capacity of employers and recruitment agencies on different thematic areas, focusing on labor migration. 104 years ago, when the ILO was established, it was with the belief that universal and lasting peace can only be accomplished if it's based on social justice. Since then, the ILO, founded on the notion of tripartism, has been promoting rights at work for all, including migrant workers, encouraging decent employment opportunities, enhancing social protection, and strengthening dialogue on work-related matters.
The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Albino Akol-Attack, has called for cooperation and teamwork for effective service delivery. Minister Akol was speaking during the welcoming ceremony of the ministry's new Undersecretary on Tuesday. More in the following reports.
The entire staffs of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management have welcomed their new Undersecretary to his office on Tuesday. In his remarks, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Albino Akol-Attack, directed the new Undersecretary to deliver services in the ministry. He said the ministry is working with partners to respond to the humanitarian situation in South Sudan.
I want to tell you that we have a lot of challenges. And we have a great task as the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs together with RRC to do this job for the whole nation. We have been tasked with the humanitarian operation in the country together with managing the disasters. And all of us knows that our country, since independence, we had no rest on all this. We had disasters. We had humanitarian situation that is very dire, that need a focus of these two institutions to produce good ideas, good policies, good strategies to implement or to serve or to solve this humanitarian situation, which is very dire.
The new Undersecretary, William Chan Achwil, call on the employees to work as a team to achieve the needs of the vulnerable people in the country.
I heard all the staff from both the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and Relief and Rehabilitation Commission to join hands in working together collaboratively in order to strengthen the hand of the Minister to achieve the objective needs of the vulnerable groups and to deliver on the government's intention to provide services to the people of South Sudan all the way to grassroots.
The chairperson of the Parliament is standing a specialized committee on information, John Aganye, appealed to the new undersecretary to consider the need of the staffs in the ministry.
You started your ministry work with this technical body. So please trust them. Trust them very much and relate yourself to them as people spoke before. But my point, which I would like you to take, is that consider their needs. Consider their needs.
I want to urge the Undersecretary on that. Work as a neutral person in this ministry. We don't have a role to play here as parties. We must make sure that we serve all the citizens and respect each another, the equal respect that we need from each and everyone.
William Chan served as Deputy Chairperson of the South Sudan Relief and Rehabilitation Commission from 2006 to 2010 and served as Chairperson from 2010 to 2011. Stuart Abugola Suba, Ssbc News, Juba.
Let's have another break, and when we come back, we will be looking at a workshop on diversifying the economy. Keep watching. Government says it recognizes the importance of diversifying the economy to reduce reliance on oil revenue. The Minister of Investment, Dr. Diomatok Ding, was addressing a workshop on Tuesday, saying promoting investment in the country's crucial sectors could create jobs, boost economic growth, and improve the livelihoods of the citizens. Mangar Gabriel reports.
The National Ministry of Investment has arranged and is implementing a 3-day induction workshop for investment staff. In focus are exposing the staff to identifying investment opportunities, conducting feasibility studies, attracting direct foreign investment, and promoting entrepreneurship. In his inaugural address of the program in Juba on Tuesday, the Minister of Investment, Dr. Diomatok, recognizes the importance of diversifying the national economy through reducing dependency on oil revenues. He says it is time the country ventures into investment, especially in agriculture for food security, manufacturing industries, tourism, and infrastructure to create jobs, boost economic growth, and to improve livelihood.
The real economy is investment. The real economy is agriculture. The real economy is tourism. The real economy is mining. Economically, it cannot be. The dollar will come down at the time when we are producing. At the time when we have the schools, you don't have children who are going outside for primary education. At the time when you have a primary care center, you have hospitals, and you are not going somewhere for treatment. It is the Ministry of Investment and other productive ministries which will address this issue of economy in our country.
The Undersecretary in the Ministry, Yel Luol, says the workshop will provide an opportunity for networking and sharing knowledge among investment staff to enable them build partnership and collaboration that can further support the development of a diversified economy in South Sudan.
Introduction of the core values is the main agenda of this meeting because we will focus on the core values of the ministry and the job description, and then other important aspects of the work in the ministry.
The Deputy Resident Representative of the United Nations Development Programme, Titus Osandina, says the induction workshop will prepare investment staff to welcome and guide investors to select areas of investment in the country.
The workshop is titled Strengthening and Empowering Staff to Create a Conducive Environment for Investment to a Diversified Economy in South Sudan.
The induction workshop is a fruit of the Ministry of Investment collaborating with the African Development Bank and the United Nations Development Programme to demonstrate South Sudan's commitment to building a robust, diversified economy and promoting sustainable economic development. Mangar Gabriel, SSBC, Juba.
The Inspector General of Police Service, General Majaga Kej Maluk, on Tuesday met with Ethiopian Ambassador Nobil Mahdi in Juba. Ambassador Nobil told the media that they discussed arrangements for the visit of the Ethiopian Police Service to Juba. Police spokesperson Major General Justin Daniel says the principals also discussed bilateral relations between Juba and Addis Ababa with emphasis on strengthening the capacity of the police.
And we have discussed on bilateral issues as a country. It's clear that Ethiopia and South Sudan have signed a lot of memorandum of understanding on different sectors. As one of this memorandum of understanding was the MOE signed between the two institutions of police. Then annually there is annual meeting between the two IGBs. Because of this, we have discussed on the arrangement of the program of Ethiopian Police Commissioner.
As usual, he used to visit us yearly, and we do some updates in our MOU, especially in the area of capacity building and the scholarship they offer to South Sudan National Police Service. So the ambassador was brief about our preparedness to receive the Inspector General the Commissioner General of Police, Ethiopian Federal Police.
The Court of Appeal has pardoned Arik Chol Akon, who was sentenced to death penalty for killing his colleague. His family and the deceased agreed to settle the matter amicably as a sum of 15 million South Sudanese pounds, equivalent to 50 cows, was paid as blood compensation. The tribunal court dismissed Arik from the National Security Service and sentenced him 6 years imprisonment. The spokesperson of the National Security Service, David John Kamuri, briefed media after the court ruling.
The Penal Code Act 2008 and the other relevant laws of the Republic of South Sudan. The charges are ranging between murder, disobedience, indiscipline, and improper conduct, respectively. Notably, the murder case involving one of the three personnel trial was tried in 2020, and the accused was found guilty and was handed death penalty. However, based on the mercy and within the principle of forgiveness, the family of the victim forgave the convict on the death row before the appeal court. And the court, in its decision, overturned the death penalty and ordered retrial of the accused, of which the accused is to be convicted for penalty lesser than that one. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Security Service, Internal Security Bureau, is here to assure the family of the victim and indeed the general public that the crimes committed by its members are met with the robust application of law. As a result, we call upon the victims and the public to report violation perpetrated by the National Security Service men and women in uniform for appropriation action.
Governor James Odok Oyai and the British Ambassador Guy Warrington discussed the general security situation in Upper Nile State and the humanitarian of the displaced persons in Malakal. Ambassador Warrington affirmed his country's commitment to providing humanitarian aid and other services.
التقينا مع السفير بتاع بريطانيا مع وفد المرافق وناقشنا حاجات كتير أول النازلين في يونمس أو عندي في بلوكات والناس الجايين في السودان ووعدنا وهم كلمونا عن إنه نازل يوزعوا لهم الوطا وكلمناهم منه أننا وزعناه بدينا نوزع الوطا وبعد شهر 12 نكمل كل الناس اللي لقوا أماكن اللي هم بيسكنوا فوق وناقشنا الوضع السكيورتي في الولاية وأكدنا لهم إنه السكيورتي في الولاية ماشي بشكل كويس وتكلمنا عن طريق من جوبا لملكال عن طريق البار وأكدنا لهم إنه هنا كحكومة بتاع النيل هنا مشينا الحدود بتاعنا هو مقاطعة كان سمته تونجا وعندنا محافظ بتاعنا موجود هناك وما عندنا أي إشكالية باقي بعض من زملائنا في 3 ولايات عشان برضو يشدوا حيلهم ويحاولوا يصابوا النقاط الموجود في الطريق بتاع الديل.
Productive meeting with the governor here in Upper Nile State. We discussed the long-standing UK support for South Sudan in the fields of education, healthcare, humanitarian and peace building. The governor and I had some very useful conversations about the security situation here, and he assured me that things are improving on that front. And we also discussed sustainable solutions for the IDPs and the refugees who are accommodated here in Malakal, and the way that the governor is looking for land to help people to settle here and the efforts he's making in that regard. So a very useful first meeting, and we're here for some time, and we are looking forward to meeting a lot more people here in Malakal. Thank you.
Central Equatorial State Minister of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, Huda Mika Leila, has cited absence of laws as the main challenge facing her ministry. Minister Huda made the remarks on Tuesday while addressing the opening of a workshop validating the ministry's policies, which she described as important in promoting community empowerment activities. JICA Chief Representative Yamanaka Yashifumi affirmed their commitment in supporting such platforms that serve the interests of women and children and other vulnerable groups in the society.
Because it is us to come out with the policy. The cabinet is supposed to pass it to the assembly because they are the legislators, but they will do little. So the heavy work is upon ourselves. And you are here, and I'm happy, and I'm sure that you are going to contribute positively, and we will have the policy that is really addressing issues, the burning issues in Central Equatorial State.
So we are willing to support this kind of activities continuously, as long as the government and also state ministries takes a strong initiative under the political for the contributing to the citizens' livelihood and also their living standards. So we sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we call gender sector as a cross-cutting sectors.
Thank you, dear viewers of Ssbc, for tuning in tonight. On behalf of the team, I am Bakita Kundigabiem, saying bye-bye for now. Stay tuned for more coming up.
Greater Upper Nile Region States and Administrative Areas High-Level Committee for Endorsement of SPLM Chairman under the leadership of Comrade Dr. Joseph Manchwil Wijang organizes the endorsement rally of Comrade General Salva Kiir Mayardit as SPLM flag bearer and presidential candidate in forthcoming general election 2024 in Malakal town on the first week of December 2023 under the theme Reigniting SPLM in Greater Upper Nile Region to endorse President Salva Kiir Mayardit for general election 2024.
It is my humble request to the great people of Upper Nile region to reconcile and come together as the people of one region and as the people of the great South Sudan. Let us forge a new page of love, page of reconciliation, and page of belonging to that great region of Upper Nile. And I therefore call upon all of you, the people of Upper Nile region, to turn out in Malakal town for the reception and welcoming of our chairman of the SPLM and the President of the Republic, Comrade General Salva Kiir Mayardit, the champion of our independence and peacemaker in our country.
All communities of Greater Upper Nile region are invited to welcome the champion of peace and symbol of unity to Malakal town, His Excellency General President Salva Kiir Mayardit.